Unsurprisingly, there are minimal changes to the team which was so effective in Jersey last week, all of which are in force and in the pack. Cameron Jordan and Alex Wolford are both injured, so Adam Peters moves into the second row to partner Niall Dacres, and Sam Lewis joins Ben Nutley and team captain Ryan Burrows in the back row. The back line is the same, and Will Butt's 4 tries last time out have moved him into the Green King IPA Championship's top 10 men with an eye for the whitewash. Louis Brown has been back to his best in recent weeks, and Rob Stevenson had an eye-catching return to action in the Channel Islands 7 islands ago. Saracens still need the wins to confirm their place in the player final, and they've come fully loaded to Butts Park, starting all 5 British and Irish Lions. There's also the recognisable figure of Alex Goode, who is starting his first game back at the club after his brief stint with Japanese outfit Green Rockets. So on the bench, penny for the thoughts of Sam McNulty, Evan Mitchell and Kalis Hutchinson, who's a late replacement for Alex Wolford. All 3 are very early in their careers and coming up against some fantastically experienced players. We've got no ref mic at the minute, so we can't hear what is being spoken to the players on the field, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to make our best guess. George.
Use it, I think there's probably one there.
And use it he does. Joe Snow clears up to halfway, and it's collected by Saracens. Vidi Bulipola. Immediate impact with ball in hand. Aled Davis out to Farrell. Nick Tompkins. And it's Alex Lewington. Scored a hat-trick here in pre-season. Finds inside to Nick Tompkins, and Saracens are straight over the whitewash. Elliot Daly, one of the 5 British and Irish Lions. We've got a minute on the clock, and Saracens are already on the board, and that was all down to the pace. Well, 2 things: the power of Vidi Bulipola through the middle, George, and then Alex Lewington's pace and awareness just with that nice little offload to set up the score.
Yeah, big carry from Bulipola there. The box kick was good, actually. The chase was perhaps a little bit too slow. Gave Billy plenty of time to get ahead of steam. Bounced off a couple of tacklers, quick ball, and yeah, Alex Lewington, just a lovely runner, really balanced, good aggressive runner. Found that gap and just linked up with Daly at the end there.
Saracens now on the 5-metre line, and Coventry, having done so much good to get up to the visitors' whitewash after having conceded, are now having to defend their own line, and it's going to be a tough challenge against this Saracens pack, which is filled with experience. And one of them, Mario Toji, and he caught that ball and is pulling his pack towards the whitewash, and they are over for try number 2 for the men in black, and that's about as textbook as it gets from a line-out, George.
Yeah, I guess there's always going to be that sort of mismatch almost up front when you're saying you've got these quality international players. I think Coventry, they're a little bit disappointed. I think they want to get in a little bit more aggressively on that ball, a little bit lower. They seem to be almost standing off a little bit. Didn't compete in the line-out, which is fine, but if you're not going to compete for the ball, you've got to then really sort of smash in and attack the drive before Saracens can set up. Easier said than done, obviously.
I think we can see from the replay that the Coventry defensive maul is actually pretty good in terms of setting up and everybody binding where they need to be and knowing what they want to do out of it. It's just a matter of sheer power.
Yeah, and I think it's just a bit of timing as well. If you let a team like Saracens, even the Premiership or international rugby, if you let the pack set up nicely their own maul, it's very difficult to legally stop it. So the idea is you've got to get in there almost illegally early as they're coming down, as they're binding up, to sort of break it up. Again, very easy for me to sit up in this stand and say that. It's a completely different kettle of fish trying to actually do it on the field.
Owen Farrell has Rob Stevenson trying to charge it down, and this time the conversion is good. Do you know, the 24-year-old has been a really good figure in and around the Coventry's community programs, especially in the Feed 500 over Christmas, and we'll see a little bit more about that at half-time. But he's up against Alec Clary, former Jersey tight head, who's the least experienced member of that front 5 for Saracens. Billy Vunipola not heading to South Africa with the Lions, but was never present in the Six Nations, or just about never present with the Six Nations, and he's created another, and this time Sean Raffel has been crashed over for the men in black to make it 3 tries to none for Saracens 3 minutes into the second quarter.
I think you just got to keep the message going that you've had all week. There's no point. I mean, you're 19 points down, but that doesn't mean you necessarily have to go out and throw the ball around and play basketball and hope for the best. You want to. We're still only sort of 20, 25 minutes in the game. You still want to run your structures, run your phases, do your exit plays as Cov have been doing. Apart from the scoreline, perhaps certainly some of the performance has been very, very good.
Not so good there is the defending that's let Elliot Daly through. The British and Irish line puts Saracens 24-0 to the good between the uprights, and that is one that is not going to want to be replayed in the defensive drills next week.
Yeah, I think that's probably the two things to come out of this first half in terms of being a disappointment for Coventry. They'll probably also talk about the scrum. Perhaps that's to be expected, as you spoke about earlier. But yeah, some of the defence in the wider channels has been a little bit off. I mean, again, as I said before, these guys aren't superhuman. They're not. Yes, they're big and they're athletic, some of these guys, but you still tackle people's legs and get on the floor. And I think some of the defence will be a little bit of an issue, even against a team like Saracens.
Saracens retaining possession really well. There's Alec Clary this time, driven back a little bit. Itoji going towards the line. Sean Raffell's latched onto the back. Davis, this time it comes out to Nick Tompkins, and the Wales international feints in, holds Sam Aspin-Robinson, steps outside and is over for try number 5 for Saracens.
Yeah, again, a little bit of the touch of the inevitables about that once the ball came out of the forwards. But again, Coventry got a lot to take a lot out of that. They defended them all much better in the corner. They were in a bit quicker legally. There's some good pick and drives by Sarries that were knocked back. Mark McCall was doing his nut down here when they didn't convert from the maul straight away. And again, just one mistake. Someone flies out on Tompkins. He just uses his great footwork and balance, and the tackle is missed, and he's in.
Coventry gets play underway. Tony Fenner kicks deep to the Saracens 22. Coventry playing in the special NHS shirts to thank NHS staff and key workers for their contributions over the pandemic. And the game, if you missed the start, was preceded by a few moments silence to remember people who have died over the last year, but also then applause to thank the contributions of those key workers. And speaking of contributions, Sam Lewis makes a big one in the midfield there for Coventry, barrelling into Nick Tompkins, and Cov retain play. And Rob Stevenson is through. All of a sudden the speedster gets a chance to go around Good. He does, but Sean Raffell is there to pull Stevenson down. But Cov retain possession. Ryan Burrows, he's lost his scrum cap at some point in the first half. Retains play. Bolton finds Niall Dacres, and Snow out to Will Owen. It's just the spark that Coventry needed, just the spark that the home fans wanted. And Dacres again to Adam Peters. Oh, what a hit there. Coming in. Snow goes down the blind side though to Brown. No chance for the youngster to run this time. He ghosted through gaps in the first half. Was pulled down this time. Burrows, more direct approach up to the 22 nearly. Lewis started this all off, and Tefena, he gets wrapped up though by Sean Maitland. But the ball still comes back Cov's way. Toby Trinder back from the naughty step. That break from Rob Stevenson has really got the crowd going, and Cov now have an advantage. Lewis, already that's the third time he's got his hands on the ball in this play alone. Will Butt lines up Ray and Vunipola. Back to Snow, Fenner, Peters. Big tackle comes in from Itoji. Would you expect anything else? No. Snow out to Fenner. Bolton, a little bit laborious from the Cov backline, but they're playing in the face of just about the best defence in England, let alone not even just the Championship. But that break from Rob Stevenson has really sparked things to life, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was a cracking bit of play, cracking phase of play there by Coventry. Lovely break by Stevenson. Just a little bit of an outside break on Jamie George, and put a big old fend in his face and broke through. I thought he might try and take Good on the outside there, but he cut back inside. Fantastic, as we said, fantastic tackle by Raffell to get back to me. But there again, that's exactly the start Coventry would have wanted.
Cov have gone for a shortened line out, but it's won against a throw by Itoji, one of those other Lions who's about to head off to South Africa as a multiple Lion. It's amazing to think he's still in his mid-20s. And he's in the thick of the action again as Aled Davis now finds Tompkins scored a try in the first half. Sean Raffel scored a try as well in the first half, and he's going for the line once again, staying on his feet and over. And that is just, we're talking about the power in defence, but the power in attack, and the way that Sean Raffel just kept off the ground and his legs pumping to go over. Just
kept his legs dry. Got a bit of help from his mates behind him. I think Jackson Ray was there, but again, that's the difference, isn't it? Cov had a bit of pressure down at the other end and made a couple of mistakes. They end up on their own line, and Saracens are clinical enough to convert the first opportunity, I think, of the second half they've had.
Yeah, Mara Itoji winning the ball against the throw. Cov being brave in terms of keeping for a shortened line out there, but just couldn't win the ball and clear their lines. Whiteley off the base, and it's inside. Farrell gets the ball inside and then feeds it back again to Daly, and Daly is over for his hat-trick, and that is some lovely 1-2 play in the midfield to create the space, the two lines, and you can see with play like that just why they're going to be lines again this summer.
Yeah, that was really good play by Farrell and Daly there. It was sort of almost looked like a bit of a mix-up. Farrell got the ball from inside, took the ball up and then gave it back to Daly, old 1-2 in football, and then Daly broke through, and as I said, when they're in space, someone like Elliot Daly is just a joy to watch.
Saracens are trying to find their way around the Cov defence. They've got an advantage. Will they need it? We'll have to wait and see. Tom Whiteley gets it out, and the ball is wide to Sean Maitland, and that is another try for Saracens. Intelligent play and a good quality finish.
Yeah, nice finish there by Maitland. He almost slowed up at the end so he didn't go crashing into the boards, but a lovely little deft kick from the outside of the foot by Aaron Farrell.
And Farrell gets the ball from Evan Mitchell. And Saracens just during the after the try replaced Alec Carey. Josh Ibuanotki, 25-year-old, and Alex Good is setting up another try by the looks of it for Saracens, and so it proves. It's Tom Whiteley, the speedster, was spotted by Saracens playing sevens, and he shows that pace again, and Saracens now are turning on the style in a slightly different way, running from deep.
Yeah, sniff of a forward pass there for me from Farrell to Good. Good on the inside, but clinical finishes. Again, that word's coming out, clinical. Saracens make the line break, and Good really does very well to draw the last defender and send Whiteley on his way.
If you're Mark McCall, are you going to keep the same kind of starting lineup, or are you going to maybe rotate a bit in advance of the final?
I think they'll keep, a lot of it will depend on the players, I suppose. Again, harking back to that lack of game time, the Lions, I suspect he'll be talking to them quite closely about what they want rather than necessarily what he wants. It's very much Mark McCall's style, is everything's player-led, as Sean Maitland scoots in the corner. I think they'll want to keep the pedal down. They won't want to be easing up, and Hartbury will be a different challenge. They'll want to win, and they'll want to go into the sort of two playoff games with a head of steam up.
Previous try was made by Alex Good's pace, and that one was made by his pace with the ball in hand, his ability to get the ball out of his hands quickly.
Yeah, lovely little shovel. I call it a shovel pass, but. Two defenders converging on him, and he managed to squeeze the ball out to Maitland, who at a regulation trot in from 20 yards out.
Farrell kicks, and Cov are going to have to build from deep again. Owen has Whiteley in front of him, but Stevenson in support, and the seventh international scoots around for Saracens to find Brown. He goes past Vunipola, but is felled by Good. Goes past the big man, but is felled by the speedster. And Saracens are going to round this off with a try for Dom Morris. And given the approach that Cov had there, that's a real shame that's been a sucker punch out there. But as soon as that fell to ground, it's almost like trying one pass too many, and Saracens clinical once again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to take your hat off there for Cov for playing from their own line, and the pass was inches off, but just gave Saracens an opportunity against a very broken defensive line, and Don Morris took a lovely line and scooted in from 40 metres almost. But like I say, I don't think there's any the scoreline. It sounds strange, and I'm not a big one for taking sort of moral victories or this sort of stuff. But you've got to say Coventry have really stuck it to Saracens there, and Saracens have had to pay pretty well to get where they are.